Mind traps. Left or right-brained? In fact, both. Ever categorize yourself as a mathematics person who likes logic, order, and rules? Or perhaps a creative being that yawns when someone starts talking about money and budgets? Well, the first explanation you might get is that we act the way we act because we are left or right-brained. The truth is, we are neither. We are both. Indeed, the two hemispheres specialize in diverse brain functions like language processing or perception for the left and right brain, respectively. But in fact, language is distributed across the hemispheres, neuroscientist Stephen Kosslyn, a professor emeritus at Harvard University, explains. According to Harvard Medical School, no clear evidence suggests that our brain is split this way. It is more of a figure of speech that people like to use, probably related to their desire to put themselves in boxes and categories. A recent study from the University of Utah reveals that brain scans demonstrate that activity is similar on both sides of the brain, regardless of one's personality. There was no anatomic proof about sidedness or difference in activity levels when a close examination of 7,000 regions of the brain was concluded. Neuroimaging shows the activity of processes on both sides, and so it remains a challenge for us to decide on what really determines a personality. Right now, it seems uncertain what makes a person prone to strong intuitions or logical thinking. So next time you talk about yourself as someone with a powerful instinct or creativeness, better not relate this to any of your hemispheres. Remember, while you are left-handed or right-handed, the same doesn't apply to the brain. How confusing is it for a newborn to learn more than one native language? Can your newborn learn more than one language at the same time? Is it wrong to mix different language systems in the early stages of life? How dangerous is it for the human brain to have native input from more than one language simultaneously? Well, the answer to all these questions is simple. Being bi, tri, or quadrilingual is simply a great gift. If one spouse speaks language X and another language Y, teaching your infant both languages to a native competence is entirely possible, provided that the parents or caregivers only use their mother tongue. The child is motivated by all inputs. Kids can tackle this challenge because of the way their brain functions up to the age of around 8. For them, it's a piece of cake. Native multilingualism provides numerous benefits later on in their life. As adults, we have to make extra effort to acquire the grammar rules of a new language, but it happens naturally for young children. Kids can quickly absorb new sounds, structures, intonation patterns of more than one language because of their flexible ear and speech muscles. Now, when it comes to native speakers of more than one language, there is clear evidence about the multiple benefits they have throughout their lives. As the study from Michigan State University reveals, multilingual kids indicate cognitive flexibility while they are found to develop better communication skills. Multilingual native speakers are reported to be more creative and have a higher performance in problem-solving, planning, and decision-making. Interestingly, acquiring more than one language can protect against Alzheimer's, since bilingual people's brains function better and for longer after developing the disease. On average, the disease is delayed by 4 years compared to monolinguals. If you happen to have a new member in your family, do take this into account. After all, it sounds quite promising to build on the idea of living in a creative bilingual future world. Male versus female brain. Science and culture have provided us with many clues on how male and female brains vary. It's obviously not a matter of competition among the two genders. In fact, all these differences between the two sexes are what makes the story more interesting. It never gets boring when a man cannot remember an important detail from the past, and the woman just can't get over it. Studies have shown that women are better at remembering faces or words and have stronger social cognition and verbal abilities, while men are better at sensory motor speed or spatial processing. Women are usually involved in more altruistic environments and show a higher ranking on empathy levels. Men are faster in reaction time and finger-tapping tests. Psychology suggests that females are more prone to experience depression and post-traumatic stress disorder than men who have more chances to suffer from schizophrenia, dyslexia, and autism. Additionally, alcohol overuse is often related to men, which possibly results from their distinctive wiring patterns, as Stanford Medicine reports. While the list of changes is quite extended, what seems to act as the reason behind these differentiations is sex steroid hormones and how they affect the human brain. So, the next time you blame your boyfriend for not being able to multitask as you do, take it easy. It's not his fault. Tell him to perform one single task, and they'll do it perfectly. The Mozart effect on our brain. Have you ever come across the argument saying that having kids listen to classical music regularly increases their intelligence levels? Ever heard of the famous Mozart effect? A quick search on the internet will provide you with plenty of music and book options that introduce you to the world of genius Mozart. No matter how magnificent the experience might feel, the truth is that there is no scientifically measured study which proves that this practice can make any human more clever. So why Mozart then? The Mozart myth started back in the 1950s when a famous doctor, Albert Tomatis, initiated an argument in favor of using Mozart music to assist people with speech and auditory deficiencies. Later on, in 1990, a study of 36 students at the University of California at Irvine revealed that listening to Mozart sonata before taking an IQ test helped participants earn higher scores. Right after that, a musician called Dan Campbell trademarked the phrase and went on to create a series of books and CDs in favor of this finding. He claimed, along with other musicians, that listening to Mozart can even improve your health. In 1998, the Georgia state governor went on to ask for money from the government to provide every newborn with a CD of classical music. Fun fact, it's not just kids and human beings that were benefiting from Mozart music. When Sergio de la Sala, a psychologist and author of the book Mind Myths, visited a mozzarella farm in Italy, the farmer proudly explained that the buffaloes listened to Mozart 3 times a day to help them produce better milk. However, as the years went on, many more studies were conducted meta-analyzing these claims and proved that listening to music indeed has some benefits for a short period in human brains. But it doesn't make people smarter. More and more studies were being conducted until recently, examining the effects of other kinds of music as well. Again, no scientific proof supports clear arguments in favor of increased intelligence levels in the human brain. So does listening to Mozart or any other classical music help in any sense? Well, it definitely won't do any harm, and it can give you moments of enjoyment and inner contentment. You can experience it along with your kids and students and friends at the dosage you prefer. It won't make you any smarter, but it will undoubtedly please you. And that's more than enough.